Hey everyone, Bryer here, and welcome back to CD Superstars. It's been a while, I know, but I'm back now, and I want to talk about 15 albums that I recently purchased. So, without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is this little set right here. It's the original album series, and as you can see, this features the Doobie Brothers. Now, the Doobie Brothers have been a band that I've been wanting to get into, but I haven't found the time, but I saw this on Amazon and decided, why not? So as you can see, it comes with 5 of their studio albums, and I'll briefly talk about each one, kind of give my thoughts on each one. So I'm going to take them out. We're going to start with this one right here. Now, this is their second album. The set doesn't come with their first album, which is kind of weird, but I don't know. Like, from what I've heard, the first album is kind of like a oddity. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but not really people go back to very often. And a lot of people do say that this is kind of where they really start to get their start. So I can't really, I'm not sure how to pronounce the, like, Talau Street. I don't know. If you know the correct pronunciation, leave a comment down below. But anyway, this is kind of where they really start to hit big. Comes with the big hit, Listen to the Music, of course. Rockin' Down the Highway is another well-known song. Jesus is Just Alright. Just overall, a really great album. A lot of good stuff on here. Then after that album, we have their third album, which currently is my favorite one so far. It's The Captain in Me, which is another very well-known album by them, and I like the album cover too. I like the picture. And we have their fourth album. We have What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits, and I like the album cover on this. Nice little live shot here, and same thing on the back as well. Really good stuff. Like, really good album here. Now this one is one that I have not listened to in full yet, and that's Stampede. I'm not really sure. Not many people talk about this one. If you are familiar with this album, again, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this one, just so I have an idea what the general sense is of it. And if you have any thoughts on any of these albums, then again, comment below. But back to this, yeah, not much to say. The album cover is pretty cool. Nice little Western vibe, cowboy, because it is Stampede, so might as well. And then finally, in this set, we have Taking It to the Streets, which was the first one to feature Michael McDonald in the band. Tom Johnson was still with the group, but it was kind of like not as prominent as it once was. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of the Michael McDonald period. I actually like it quite a bit. Wheels of Fortune, title track, For Someone Special, which actually is a rare time you hear Tyrone Porter sing a song on a Doobie Brothers album, and I think it's pretty good. Oh, yeah, overall, I like this one. Overall, if you want to get into the Doobie Brothers, then I highly recommend you pick this up. It's pretty affordable, and yeah, it comes with 5 albums, so hey, that's a huge plus. So following that, now let's get to the individual CDs. So now we have the Cars. This is their debut album, of course, which is a very classic album to say the least. I mean, the first 3 songs are the big singles off it. Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed. It just kicks off with a bang. I'm in Touch with Your World, Bye Bye Love, Moving in Stereo, and All Mixed Up. You can't get more classic than this one. It's definitely a very influential album in terms of the American new wave music that would be very prominent in the 80s, but this is really good. So I hope to get more of the Cars. I only have this and a greatest hits, so I hope to get more of their studio albums. If you have any recommendations, comment below. Let me know what I should get next. Now we have David Bowie. We have Aladdin, Sane, with that iconic album cover right there. So I'm trying to get more into David Bowie. I heard this one was really good, and I've only listened to it once so far, so I don't have a strong opinion, but from what I've heard, it's actually really good. Of course, the big hit, The Genie, which is probably the biggest song off the album, which I'm more familiar with. So as of right now, not a huge opinion on it yet, but from what I've heard, pretty good. I like it. So Aladdin, Sane. So after David Bowie, we have some Rush. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, then you will know that I recently acquired every single studio album by Rush, and I'm very happy about it. Now, I'm not going to show all of the albums that I purchased because I'll make this video way too long. But so I'm going to show you one of them that I bought, and it's probably my favorite one of the batch I purchased. It's not my favorite Rush album, let me specify that. It's not my favorite Rush album, but of the batch that I needed to complete the catalog, then this one was my favorite of this. And it's this one right here. This was Grace Under Pressure, released in 1984. Most people aren't a huge fan of the 80s output, but I really do like a lot of the 80s stuff, and this one's no exception. Distance, Early Morning, After Image, Red Sector A, Enemy Within is probably has become one of my favorite songs by the band. It's really good. I love, and it's something that I resonate with a lot. So, I mean, it's only 8 songs, but all of the songs are really good. So, that's Grace Under Pressure. Really great album by the band. Up next, we have some Uriah Heep. Yep, we got more. We have Sweet Freedom, which was the 6th album by them, I think. So this was the follow-up to The Magician's Birthday, which many people say it's not as strong as Magician's Birthday, but still has some classic tracks on it. Of course, it has Dreamer, Stealin', which is probably the most popular song on here, title track, 7 Stars, Circus Pilgrim, and yeah, I mean, it's just some great Uriah Heep music, just sort of great 70s hard rock. I really do like that these particular reissues, because I really love the booklets as always, because they usually have a lot of information, quotes by some of the members, a lot of pictures. There they are, the whole band right there. And at the very back, you have the lyric sheet, which is nice. So for those who are not familiar with Uriah Heep, I probably wouldn't recommend this one the first thing you listen to, but this is definitely worth a listen. Alright, so now we have another debut album, and this band is another very famous band, especially in the live circuit. We have Cheap Trick. This is their debut album. Very raw. This is it definitely feels like a band that's it's their first album, so they just want to show what they got, and I think they really did hit out of the park on their first album. There's a lot of great songs in here. Like, it starts with Hello Kitties, at least on this reissue. I believe in some copies, there's some copies where the listing is a little bit different. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me on it. But it starts out with Hello Kitties, Daddy Should Have Stayed in High School, Cry Cry, He's a Whore, The Ballad of TV Violence, I'm Not the Only Boy. I mean, just some very, very, very strange titles, but you know, it's fun. I'm pretty sure some of the songs aren't supposed to be fun, but I don't know, it's very rocking. It's great 70s rock, and I recommend you check it out. So Cheap Trick, the self-titled debut. Let's not forget some female artists now. So now let's go over to Patti Smith. This is the Patti Smith group with this album, Easter. So I'm trying to get into Patti Smith. This is my first album I got from hers, and I quite like this one. I still need to listen to it more. The only song I knew was Because the Night. I think was a good hit on this one. Patti Smith is definitely one of those very unique female vocalists. It's not your typical female singer, but I quite like it a lot. Till Victory, Space Monkey, Ghost Dance. There's that one song which I can't say because that will get me brutally mauled if I actually do say the song title. But anyway, just yeah, I like it so far. Okay, now we have Gentle Giant, Acquiring the Taste. That very, very strange album cover. Some people say it's one of the worst album covers, and I can kind of see it because it's kind of supposed to be like a double entendre. Because on the back it kind of shows the full image. So yeah. So this is my second Gentle Giant album I purchased. I have Octopus, and I've been meaning to get one, and I decided to get their second album. Now, a lot of Gentle Giant fans have said that this is probably the hardest album to get into. It's very out there, it's very experimental. So if you're not into experimental music, then this is definitely not a good start for you. But going in blindly, I liked it. I really dig this one. I think there's a lot of good songs on this. I like it a lot. And I feel like I've listened to it a couple times, and I feel like the more times I listen to it, the more I start liking it even more. And yeah, it's just really good. Again, if you have any more recommendations for Gentle Giants, then let me know in the comments. Again, I only have this and Octopus, so I know they have more albums than this, so let me know if there's any more ones I should check out. All right, we're down to the final 3 here. So up next, we have Saxon, Wheels of Steel. So now I have this album and I have Denim and Leather. So really starting to get more into Saxon because I really enjoyed Denim and Leather. So I wanted to go for this one because this is also one that most people would gravitate towards, and it's just as good as Denim and Leather. I don't know which one's better, but I quite like this one a lot. So far, just as much as Denim and Leather. Very similar in terms of production and style. It's just what you want to hear on a Saxon album. And I really do like these. It's kind of like, it's like a hardcover book, and it does feel like a book because when you open it up, of course it opens up here. It's mainly just like a photo album. Like it has some text here, but it's kind of like yeah, it can just give you some information. Some posters here. Here are the lyrics right here. So I love how it acts like a little book. Nice little pictures. CDs on the very end here. Just really good. Really want to get more Saxon soon. So yes, really digging this. So now I'm going to talk about an album that some people will love and some people will not be that enthused, but I quite like this band a lot. And that's this band right here. We have Joy Division. This is their second and final studio album. Of course, it's Closer. This was the final album to have Ian Curtis on vocals before he tragically died at the age of 23. And it's definitely a very depressing album. That's a kind of a warning I'll give to you. Like, if you're not into like very depressing music, then it's probably not a good one. Good album or band in that case, because I know Joy Division usually have very melancholic songs, very gothic, and lyrically they can get pretty dark as well. But I like it a lot, so I quite like this one. This one's a bit more experimental than their first album, Unknown Pleasures. This is definitely the band kind of going to more uncharted territories in terms of their music, but I think it works really well here. So we open this up. This is this is kind of like a reissue. It's kind of like a big pack right here. So we open it up. Here are the song titles here, so we get a little closer. Right there, and we open it up. There's this is side 1. This is side 2 here. And here are the CDs here. This is the album here, and this is a live cut, which is not the best audio quality, but it was the punk scene, so of course you're not gonna get the best quality in terms of the audio. And this one actually comes with a booklet, because I have Unknown Pleasures, and it's the exact same packaging, but Unknown Pleasures doesn't really have that many in terms of pictures, because it was kind of supposed to be more mysterious. So we open up, and it kind of has Ian Curtis here, kind of sitting there, kind of when you know the story of Ian Curtis, is kind of a sad image, but you know, not really much to say on this. There's not much. It just gives you information. This information on the album, production-wise, more pictures of the band here. If you're into Joy Division, then this is an essential listen. I don't know why you wouldn't have it if you're a fan of Joy Division, but if you're not a fan, then it probably won't convince you, but I think it's worth at least one listen, just so you can say you listened to it. So that's Closer by Joy Division. And finally, to close this out, we have this album by a very well-known band, one of the most famous heavy metal acts of all time. This is their latest album that they released this year, and that of course is Senjutsu by Iron Maiden. Of course, with the new Iron Maiden album out, of course I wanted to buy it. This is another big pack, so let's open it up. And of course, Iron Maiden have amazing artwork to their albums. Kind of cool. I can't believe we never thought of making Eddie a samurai yet. Just keep a booklet out. Of course, it has very nice artwork, kind of supposed to be in that Asian style. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this album. There's two camps in the Iron Maiden field now. There's one side that absolutely loves this album, and there's one side that absolutely hates this album. I'm more on the, not quite love, I'm kind of more on the liking side. I mean, I like this album a lot. There's great stuff. I mean, Bruce sounds great, the band sound great, it's good. Production-wise, it's pretty good. I know a lot of people, the biggest complaint for many people is that the songs are way too long. And I understand that. I can understand that. Some of the songs are quite long, especially the last three, which are over 10 minutes. So, what can you do about that? It's their band, not mine. So, whatever they feel like doing. But again, I like this one. I think it's pretty good. And that about wraps it up here. So if you have any thoughts on any of the albums I showed, then feel free to comment below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed this, and hopefully I can make more videos for you guys. I know it's been very frustrating, but you know, things have been happening, and I'm kind of I had some time, so I might as well just make some videos here. So again, if you enjoy these, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye for now.